I was actually born here in the Prescott neighborhood. As a kid growing up, my neighborhood was my playground. Back then, we had the blues, the jazz, the house parties. I don't think I ever remember being bored.
My dad grew up here. It was kind of a neat thing doing my family history and seeing pictures of my grandfather in the streets up to his neck, digging out the sewers for the city.
We had a shoe store, we had a pharmacy, we had all these different services.
West Oakland in 2008 was very, very different than it is today. When you drove down a street, one day you'd see 3 or 4 houses boarded up. The next day you'd see 4, 5, 6, 7 houses boarded up. At one point, these grand, beautiful Victorians had been run down.
On my block, 3 houses went vacant. So for me, I was in a panic. What if somebody moves in there and there's a fire?
It was a time that was very difficult, but it was also a time where it was a real call to action. I saw an opportunity to invest in an area that I thought was incredibly diverse, incredibly interesting, and incredibly beautiful.
I personally know that there's been a huge transformation within the last couple of years.
Watching the investment community finally pay attention to our neighborhood, I'm really happy about that and I support it.
I went to school at Cal. Living in Berkeley, I got to know Oakland very well, and I thought the East Bay was this tremendously exciting and beautiful place that I always gravitated towards. I've always believed that Oakland has this beautiful fabric and it has so much creativity and so much vibrancy, but it was in need of capital and it was in need of investing. One of the properties we're most proud of is 2505 San Pablo. There had been a big fire, so it had been sitting vacant for over 4 years. We bought it. It took us about a year and a half to renovate. And then we hired a local artist who did a mural on the building. We were able to restore and bring life back to a corner.
I work closely with the contractors to go in and inspect the type of work they're doing. We go in and make it look like a place to live in.
REO Homes, SMC East Bay is giving a lot of people jobs. There's a lot of diversity in there. I'm a homeowner today. I'm able to support my family.
REO invests in the neighborhoods. It participates in cleanups and community activities.
One of the programs that we have is DASH Camp, which stands for Diabetes and Sports Health. Diabetes is a big issue, and one of the things that we want to do is create awareness for it. And programs like this teach kids about it, how to cope with it, and how to also prevent it, so they can live long, healthy lives.
I grew up in North Oakland, but I've lived in East, West, basically every part of Oakland. I chose REO Homes through the KIPP After College Summer Internship application. I'm majoring in biology. I believe this internship will help me with the office work that being a scientist requires.
I'm really proud because REO Homes helped fix up a lot of the churches in West Oakland, which is great for the community.
We're doing everything we can to kind of restore the beauty and to remove the blight and to treat the city with more respect. In April, we launched RespectWestOakland.com to report any illegal dumping and try to reduce it and eventually eliminate it. And we're already starting to see streets just look more beautiful.
When you go in and do good work for the neighborhood, there's going to be positive changes. When REO Homes went in and built up the neighborhood, that cut out a lot of guys hanging out on the corners and I think kind of like deterred some of the crime.
I believe it's important to revitalize the community because you change the atmosphere, you open up a completely different perspective.
What's interesting is how it's evolving.
Brightening and making a better community.
You see people walking their dogs and riding their bikes, and you can tell people are happy to be here.